Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Points of Articulation. I'm your host, Dave, and today I'm joined by Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, I got an update here from OJ Watch, Dave.
Hello, Twitter world. It's yours truly here.
For those that have been keeping track, it was the first episode we talked a little bit about OJ and his Twitter world encounters. And in the second episode, Dave talked about how his Skype account had some issues. Now, I'm here to tell you that I'm working overnights, and I woke up to an alert the other day that my Twitter account has been hacked. So I check it out. They want me to change my password. I check my my Twitter account, and it seems like somebody's trying to sell knockoff Ray-Bans. So I don't know if OJ's trying to rack up a little bit more money to help pay for his bills with his ex-fiance's family and everything. I don't know who's doing it, but somebody seems to be.
I just have to put it on the record here. It's got to be OJ.
It's just
there's
too
no
perfect,
other person.
Right?
Yeah, we talk about the guy, and then all of a sudden, my Skype's being hacked, your Twitter, and he owns Twitter. It's Twitter world.
Yeah, right.
Jesus, God, there's no escape. I'm going to start locking my door, because sooner or later, everybody's finding these rubber gloves in the streets from the COVID. So what's it going to matter if somebody else finds a bloody pear on the ground?
As long as they don't fit.
My ass is grass.
As long as they don't fit, it's fine.
Yeah, if they don't fit, you must quit. My God. So, I got some other stuff, some interesting topics today. First of all, my channel had a copyright strike on it, or claim. I think it was claim is the right term. Netflix came after me. The Netflix. Because my Halloween special for 2017 had a similar intro to their Stranger Things show. So I had to put in a claim because they just took the video. They owned all the economic rights to it and everything after that. So I wrote to them and I said, listen, the music is by my friend John, aka Garbage Juice. He's the guy who does the music for my channel. And the intro was made for me customly by a website, and I gave them the website, basically throwing everybody under the bus. And I said, it's not really the Stranger Things intro. If you watch it the whole way through, my title is the intro. It's a parody like Mel Brooks or Weird Al.
Right.
And after 2 days, boom, I got my channel back for monetization. So I'm happy about that.
You beat Netflix.
I beat Netflix.
How many people can say that? How many people
know.
can first off say that they were challenged by Netflix?
I don't know. And the Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The Strange.
Got to be careful saying that, man. They might have another copyright claim on you.
The strange thing is, this only happened to me once before. It's when I reviewed a Star Trek Hallmark ornament, and it played the Star Trek theme song. And, dude, soon as I posted it, I was slapped with a claim, and they took the money from it. Basically, they could claim it, or they can give you a copyright strike. And if you get 3 of them, then your channel might be deleted. Like, it's serious stuff.
Wow.
So, with them, it's a company. Basically, I'm jumping ahead. My brain's all over the place today, and we're gonna hear why in a couple minutes. But when you get a copyright claim, you get an email and it tells you what video it is, and then you click it and it tells you the party that's coming after you. Now, sometimes these could be lawyers, these could be people that own the rights to the content, and it strictly said Netflix, and that's it. And then when I kept clicking, it's Netflix company. So they were coming after me hard, but I won, and in the end, I guess that's what matters.
Yeah.
You score 1 for the little guy. But, while we're talking about Netflix and my YouTube channel, recently I did pick up the Star Wars Black Series 40th Anniversary Empire Strikes Back, Imperial Probe Droid, and Bespin Luke Skywalker. And I'll show some videos while I'm talking about this, or photos. And I gotta admit, they're pretty badass. I have the original Bespin Luke, and that thing looks like a piece of garbage. So I'm glad they put Mark Hamill's likeness on this figure. Looks legit. And the Imperial Probe Droid is awesome. Tons of articulation on that bad boy. I fully recommend it. It's got like moving legs, its head rotates, it's got an antenna. It's pretty sick, and it comes with a cool base too. So, Mike, I want to get into our main topic of today. But before that, for my job, I have to be on the internet all the time, emailing students and my coworkers. And sometimes I'll go on Facebook and see what's happening around in my town since, we're all quarantined for the most part. You can't really go out that much anymore. So I'm sitting on there reading all the village voices. And this woman posts a very interesting comment. And she starts yelling at everybody who lives in my town saying, I went to the park, which she shouldn't have been at to begin with. And I noticed that nobody has a mask on. Everybody should have a mask on. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, maybe I should wear a mask. And then some other guy comments, a study in China says you could go to the park and you only have a 2 out of 200,000 whatever odds of catching the COVID.
Right. Because open air, I'm sure.
Yeah, and the first thing that pops in my head is, you're going to believe numbers that came out of China?
Yeah.
But that's... Yeah. Oh, talk about conspiracy theories. Anyway.
We can go for days on that.
Yeah. So, putting all that aside, I'm like, I don't want no trouble in my town. Maybe I should get a mask. So, I went on Amazon and I picked out a mask. And it's a biker mask. Does it offer any protection? Probably not. But I look like a badass, man. I'm going to look like that guy from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And it has the top and bottom part of the skull, and then the rest is black, so you look like an angel of death. The thing is going to be sick. And, I told my girlfriend and everything like that, and she goes, well, that's not very safe. And I told her, I go, listen, I'm no virologist, I'm not a doctor, but a virus, based on my research from biology, is super small. I mean, they're like the smallest thing on the planet almost. They could, smaller than even bacteria. So you're telling me, if I put on a mask, it's going to stop me from breathing that in through the air holes in the mask?
Right.
I'm like, that's... So I told her, I go, the only thing that mask stops, even if you have a good one, is the heavy, big particles of water that the virus might be trapped in when you breathe out. But if there's one little floating virus, you're just going to suck it in anyway. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. In the end, it doesn't really matter, like that song says. But
Well, who you could probably reach out to is that guy from the whole eBay situation. He was a virologist, right?
Oh my, dude, I wasn't gonna bring this up because I totally forgot about it. But that situation is now calmed. I got my money back. I haven't heard from the guy, but there is proof that he is a doctor.
Oh wow!
Because he's the type of guy that has to rub it in your face that he's a doctor. So much so that his PayPal account name has his full name in there with doctor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I wrote it down on a piece of paper and looked it up, and he is a virologist.
Wow.
So if you have to deal with this guy, well, I can't give his name out because I don't want to get sued.
Right.
But hopefully he can track that virus better than he did my package. Which apparently never went out. I don't care what he says, because right now I'm looking at a whole bunch of ships that I ordered during this crisis of ours. And what a coincidence. They all made it here.
Yeah, right.
Nobody stole them off my porch. So it is what it is.
In that time, I had something shipped from California, via Smart Post, which is one of the slowest methods. And they made it here no problem. So.
Yeah, well, he used... fake post.
The fake post.
Because, he didn't send nothing. And then eBay is like, we're going to take that money out of your account if you like it or not. Yoink! So before, when I was talking about that mask, I said I would look like the angel of death. And that really sparked my brain with a topic I wanted to talk about, Mike. Now, I went on Instagram the other day and I saw a post so weird, so out there in left field that I had to share it today. Now, in our first show, we talked about one of my favorite courses in college was pseudoscience. Now, pseudoscience, what is it? The first part, pseudo, comes from the Greek language meaning false. Basically, the definition for pseudoscience is that it is any intellectual or technological pursuit that purports to use a scientific methodology or philosophy to study or prove some temporal or physical reality, but which in fact it does not. And basically I got this from my textbook because it is a perfect definition. And What the author uses to explain this is if you watch Ghost Hunters and they say there's a ghost in this room, and then they use a scientific tool such as a thermometer to get the temperature in the sky, and they say, oh, the room is now 5 degrees cooler, therefore there's a ghost.
Right. Using circumstantial evidence, right.
Exactly. And it all breaks down into you can't prove or disprove the idea presented. And they're using real science, such as a thermometer, to prove something that otherwise you can't prove or disprove. And many pseudoscientific ideas are as follows. You got eugenics, phrenology, anti-vaxxers, UFOs, aliens, cryptozoology, ghost, religions, and also witchcraft. And there's some pretty awesome ideas there, or I should say theories, whatever, and maybe one day we'll touch upon them. But some of these ideas could actually end up causing harm. Case in point, you have the eugenics movement, which is a carefully controlled program of human breeding, which is believed to improve society. When you break it down, basically the idea was you could have good human beings and bad human beings, and if you get rid of the bad blood, you could fix society. And some of you might be thinking, well, an idea can't hurt. Well, the eugenics movement not only was massive in America, but it was also big in another country as well, and it became disastrous in Germany, which we all know led to World War II. So some of these ideas could be bad. Some of them are just very entertaining, such as UFOs or aliens. And you might be asking yourself at home, what the hell does this have to do about my post on Instagram? Well, let's just say I know a certain individual, and they posted this, and I want to read it, and I'm not judging or anything like that. It's just so bizarre. And, let me know in the comments below, what do all of you think about this? I don't care if you think it's negative, positive, whatever. I need your input because it's blowing my mind. So let me read this to you guys. Hello everyone. So, I have been MIA a lot lately, and I deeply apologize for that. Honestly, everything in my life has been going through a cosmic change for me. In and out of loops, through portals, and back. Truthfully, I feel I should explain this to my friends on here. I have dabbled in witchcraft throughout my entire life, and on top of remembering all of this, I am also beginning to recall past life memories, friends, loved ones, but most importantly, who I was. Being in isolation has raised a ton of eyebrows, especially within the spiritual communities. So I am wholeheartedly going to share what I have been going through because I feel it really resonates with Mother Gaia, and all of which Mother is feeling right now. Firstly, I would like to dive a little into the fact that I was one of those extremely extroverted and emotional crystal children. I understood nature and how the fairies danced as a very small person. I was naturally clairvoyant. However, even though I also saw many angels around me, a darkness was attempting to steal everything away from me that was near and dear, including my life. This darkness might be characterized by others, such as the deeper unknown, or even pure evil, but I recognize this darkness for what it really is. The darkness which I saw and felt were in fact negative, low-vibrational demons from every dimension. Some who were curious about my light, but a select few who tried to terrorize me as a very beautiful soul, intuitive and brightly smart as a gift from our universe. I also, as many of you have guessed, was born with gifts to connect with Gaia, my Earth Mother, woodland spirits, animals, and old trees. I honestly wouldn't trade my Druidism for anything. My craft has helped me to heal during these times of my depression. These feelings of guilt, shame, poor self-image, inequality, and inferiority are all due to how Gaia has been treated over these hard times. Many moments and moments through history. This is another huge reason why I adore veganism as a whole lifestyle. Gaia is our mother, and in my opinion, deserves more care.
I love how she had to add in there at the end about being a vegan and veganism.
I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I'm speechless. I don't know how to take that. It's just, different strokes for different folks, I guess. But yeah, she had to throw it. she had to throw in that little political thing.
I mean,
there.
nothing against vegans or anything like that, but it's just funny that, like they always say that, somebody who's vegan always has to mention within however long they have to say something about being vegan. But to make sure everybody knows.
After reading that, what do you guys think? When me and Mike were coming up with ideas, I said, listen, I got something here, and I think it's a winner. And, I didn't make this up. This isn't something that somebody just wrote up. This is somebody I personally know.
Right. Well, I don't know if you could write something like that. How could you come up with something like that?
It is so out there. And I know, well, I don't know if any of my listeners believe in any of that. If they do, good for them. But
right.
If anybody has any input, let us know. Tell us how to feel about this. Because I don't know. I told Mike, if I get up to go take a leak at midnight, and I open up my door, and all of a sudden I'm in hyperspace, and then I
jumped
just
into TARDIS.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh man, I have to go to the bathroom. Oh my god. But I don't know. I had to share that. I just couldn't keep it to myself. And I'm not picking on this person or anything like that. I just don't know how to feel about it.
Right.
I need some help here. I think I need Mother Gaia.
Need to reconnect. Veganism, that's the answer.
Yeah, I gotta stop eating meats and meat products.
That's it.
What a boring world. I'll be living off cauliflower and sausage and soy eggs. Well, what are you gonna do? But yeah, pseudoscience.
Yeah.
In the last paragraph, we could spend a whole hour breaking this down. We had fairies, portals, demons.
There's a little bit of everything for everyone in there.
It was everything. I was waiting for lizard people, reptilians, maybe some Nazis to pop up, but, nothing there.
That's in a future post.
Yeah, there's always next time.
Yeah.
I, for one, am a huge fan of pseudoscience stuff. I love alternate histories, false histories, anything like that. Like all those star forts they found, which the French and Russians and everybody around the world goes, oh yeah, we built them. But yet, in the time it would take a normal civilization to build those, it would take longer than what they said they did. Whole towns and stuff like that. There's actually books and papers and everything written on whole towns and cities that were just deserted, and people just moved in and took them over. You have the pseudoscience people that believe in giants and stuff like that. It's just, there's so much information out there. You got somewhat evidence here and there, but on the whole, you can't prove or disprove a damn thing. And I think that's the most interesting aspect of anything in there. And it's like, just like religion. I could be a Lutheran, a Jewish person, Muslim. Somebody could come up to me and be like, oh, who do you believe in? Say the name of my God, and they go, oh, how can you prove they exist? Well, you got me in a technicality. You know what I mean? It's
right.
It is what it is. But I love the idea behind all this stuff, where especially aliens and cryptozoology and monsters and everything like that. Like, you have a hardcore group of people that believes in this stuff, especially ghost and Bigfoot, aliens, and Sure, there could be proof historically with cave paintings, hieroglyphics, and different text, but there's no visual evidence or anything like that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like, there's no photo with
not anything
Stalin.
stone cold.
Yeah, Stalin shaking hands with E.T.
Right. Yeah. Right. But, I mean, there is stuff out there.
Yes,
there is some evidence out there,
It's crazy. Like, I don't know. One of the biggest, I would say, arguments with aliens is, oh, if there was aliens, how come they don't land and say hello? Have you people watched the news? If I was a intergalactic alien traveling at the speed of light, having like a replicated sundae or whatever the hell they eat, it's probably some dish called they're eating, they're eating that, kicking back, enjoying themselves, and then they get a radio transmission from us with like pictures of nuclear bombs blowing up, hate crimes, people spray painting churches and stuff. Would you want to land here?
Well, yeah. You never know too. Like maybe there is something out there, right? And they've tried in different places contacting people, and it just didn't go so well. So maybe they just decide, you know what? We'll take our time. We'll give them a little bit here and there.
Like my favorite UFO story. Well, actually, I got a couple. Most were made into movies, but there's one that, oh my God, it cracks me up. He was on Howard Stern, and his name was Riley Martin, and he was a black fella from down south. And he said, I believe, at the age of 7, he was not abducted, but taken by aliens onto a ship. And they befriended him, and I think they were the Bavarians or Obians. And the Obians took him to Saturn or something like that with a mothership. And on there was like 7 different alien races. And you had the reptilians, who were called Tarzisians. You had the Stygians, and my favorite, insect aliens called the Squeed. And he was on Howard Stern for like a decade, spewing this stuff to the point where he had his own show. And all he did was talk about aliens, and there was one where he was like borderline loaded, and he started doing the show from home. And he starts talking about how he missed last week's show because intergalactic bounty hunters came down and tried to get him. And oh my God, I lost it. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, it's super entertaining.
Right.
And you can't disprove the guy.
Right.
You could just say, oh, he's crazy, and leave it at that. Oh my God. But this show, we start with O.J. Simpson, and we just end in the craziest places. I gotta admit, Mike, my brain is still blank. I have no clue how to feel about what I just read. It's just so out there.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Like, maybe this person just needs help.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Yeah.
I need help right now. But anyway, that's all I got. I just thought it would be interesting to share that little tidbit with everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, it's
boy.
something different.
Oh, it's out there.
Not something, or at least for me and you, I'm sure. It's not something we're reading on our feed every day. Maybe other people have something like that on their feed every day. I don't know, but...
Yeah, it took me for a surprise, I can tell you that right now. But holy moly. But like I always say on my channel, different opinions make the world go round. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's not alone in those thoughts.
No. But I always wondered, if people actually could travel into other dimensions and time travel and this and that, why don't they ever take something from where they're at and bring it here? Like, okay, hear me out.
Okay.
My mother and father like to watch that, what is that woman? She talks to dead people. She's got the big beehive haircut. The Long Island Medium.
Okay.
I think that's her. She has a real name, but that's like her show name. Now, this girl, or woman, I should say, goes to people's houses and talks to their dead family members, basically calms those people down. Your father says, don't worry about this, he loves you, or Mom says, don't worry about the money, yada, yada, yada. And what really fascinates me is if I ever died and a man or woman contacts me and says, oh, is there anything you want me to tell your loved ones? The first thing out of my mouth would be, listen, heaven is blank, or hell is blank, or listen, there's no afterlife, or hey, when you die, it is bananas, son. But no, nobody ever says that. They always go, oh, he's doing fine. She's doing great. Everybody's fine and great. Listen, I'm going to go off on a rant. Did you ever notice when somebody passes, no matter if they were the meanest human being you've ever met, all of a sudden, oh, they were loved. They were so caring. They were a great person.
Right.
I don't get it. Nobody ever goes to hell.
Right. It's like nobody wants to talk bad about them because they're afraid that maybe magically, I guess, that would end up damning them forever, you know? I don't know what it is.
I don't know. See, these are topics I would love.
Unless you're like really evil, you know what I mean? Like nobody's saying, that about Hitler or anything like that, you know?
Like if you had a person that cheated on their wife, stole, killed somebody, came out that they did everything, and then, paid their debts to society, whatever. Let's just say they got out of jail.
Right.
Got another wife, lived their life, and then it's like, oh, he was a great guy. Yeah. We loved Jim.
Right.
Jim was so good.
Are we just going to forget about those first few years, or?
Yeah, well, if there is a God, obviously the omnipotent being is not going to forget what you did.
Right.
I don't know. I think you're on the money there when you said, you don't want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Nobody wants to.
Somebody's got to be burning.
Right.
Like, depending on what your hell is, you could be falling into a pit for eternity. I know that's one version of it.
Right.
And then, of course, you got the one where you suffer and this and that. Like, religion's awesome. It's got a lot of very interesting places after you pass away. My favorite's purgatory, where you just wait.
Yeah.
But yet, if God exists in a place where there's no time, how the hell can you wait?
Right.
I don't know.
That's
I feel
weird.
bad for all the unbaptized babies in limbo, though.
Right.
Let's just say I was never baptized. Let's just say I'm Catholic. I was never baptized. And I died, and I was like 48. Would I end up in limbo with a bunch of babies?
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Oh my God, that's like hell. I don't know. I got to get a book on all this. There's so many rules.
Yeah.
What would happen if it's Good Friday, or one of the Fridays where you can't eat meat, but I'm on an airplane and I cross the timeline and I eat a chicken nugget?
Right.
Is that a hell-worthy trespass?
I don't know.
To be honest, I'd rather go to hell than limbo. Oh my God.
It'd be similar, right?
Yeah. Like, I like to think of limbo as zero gravity, and it's just pure white. And it's just like babies floating everywhere. I'm just kidding, everybody. I don't think about this crap. But, it is a weird idea. But limbo does exist. You know what? They might have got rid of limbo. You know how religions like to change the rules up.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, it used to be limbo, purgatory, and then you have heaven and hell. But whatever. It is what it is. I'm going to be honest. My mind is so jelly right now, I don't even know how the hell I started talking about this. Oh, that's right. Portals.
Portals, right. Jumping in the TARDIS.
But yeah, honestly, if somebody died or went somewhere, get some evidence. Grab a rock. Get anything from where you went.
Right.
One of the funniest things are these people that they say they could talk to animals, like pet psychics. And a great YouTube channel, Red Letter Media, they reviewed a VHS tape where one of these famous animal psychics goes to different places, and she talks to like cats and roosters, horses, dogs, whatever. And she's just sitting there, talks to a dog, and then it cuts away, and the owner's sitting there. And the owner goes, "Oh, I couldn't believe what she was telling me. She said that when I'm at work, my dog goes to other dimensions." And I'm sitting there, I'm like, This dog doesn't even know how to ask to go out to take a dump.
Right.
And you're telling me that you leave and it activates some sort of mental portal to enter other dimensions. And yet it doesn't. Dogs bite stuff, lick things all the time. There's not a shred of evidence of this.
Right. Well,
Then she said, what?
Yeah. Well, it's like when they say, he really wants, the dog's name is, I don't know, Storm or something like that. Oh, he really likes his name to be, I don't know, something else. He really likes it to be Fido.
Yeah, like, if a dog...
Humans came up with the concept of names. There's not animals out there naming each other, I don't think.
Even if there was, though, if a dog can tell you that it doesn't want to be called this, my name is Fido.
You're right.
Why can't the dog just use its face and draw in the mud and go, look, Fido?
Right.
I would love if an animal psychic or any psychic out there commented and gave me their information. I would love to have you on this channel because I think that we could really have an interesting communication with you.
Right.
About what the hell really goes on out there.
Maybe they could talk to some of my dogs. I don't know. Can you do that over the air, or do you need to be in person? I don't know.
I don't know. Wait, actually, that woman that I was just talking about, at the end of her VHS tape, it says that she's so busy she does animal readings over the phone.
Ah, see, there we go.
Yeah, so we'll get another pair of headphones, put it on your dog, and then we won't tell the woman anything.
Right.
Like, she'll never see your dog, and we'll black out all social media.
Right.
And this man or woman, whoever we can find, will interview your dog, and she'll tell us what color it is, what breed,
right.
what it does for a living, because
right.
your dog actually has a job.
Right.
And if she goes, oh, he's a lazy dog, we'll know you're full of psychic bullcrap.
Right, right.
And you know what? We'll put packing peanuts around your dog. So if she says there's like psychic powers coming from your dog to move something, if the peanuts don't move...
Oh, right, right. I've seen that video before.
Yeah, it's got to be the same thing.
Right.
So I'm going to have to set this up. I don't know how. When we get our stuff together and we actually do like the real podcast that I'm trying to work out, we should get these people and interview them.
Yeah.
I think, we're going to turn into Art Bell. Did you ever hear of Art Bell?
No.
Art Bell is a radio host that he would interview anybody with a theory. Like aliens. This one guy called up, said he was a time traveler. And he said that there was a civil war in the future and he came from there and this and that. It's just very interesting stuff. But you know what? If I reach out to a psychic, oh my God, the possibilities are endless. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to save all this to when we have a real show. And for those who are listening, what I mean by real show is, we're doing this to entertain everybody. But as I wrote on my community tab, at some point, I would like to either make our own channel that me and Mike will both have access to and stuff like that.
Right.
Or we'll record it like this, edit it, and then post it on iTunes. I really don't know how any of this works. I was just doing brief research on different things. But, oh my God, if we start talking about aliens, that does not go good on YouTube.
We'll pull them all out.
Oh, boy. But yeah, I got some interesting ideas we might be able to do for that. But, time will tell. We do have a lot of people that listen. I think there's over like 40-something on my channel. And to all those who have been listening to us, I greatly appreciate it. We're doing this to entertain you, so I hope that's working out. But on the whole, I think we would have more freedom if we went somewhere else. Because a lot of my subscribers and people that watch my channel are just here to see me talk about little ships and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think we might be able to branch out a little more. But it is what it is. I'm having a good time. I'm glad you're here with me doing it.
I'm having a good time as well.
Yeah. But that's basically everything I have to say today. I think we blew our time quota. I didn't even look at the clock.
Yeah, I see it now. I'm thinking with the edits and stuff like that, it might.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, as they always say, time flies when you're having fun. I did a one of these podcasts or channel updates, because I'm still going to do that on my channel. And I made it, and I think it was like under 17 minutes or something like that. And nobody really watched it. So I'm thinking to myself, more people watch and listen to our podcast
Right.
than they do my own video. What sense does that make?
Yeah.
Guess I'm really boring. What do you want?
No, I don't know about that.
So is there anything you want to add, Mike?
No, I think we covered a decent amount of stuff here.
Nice. I think we'll call it quits for now.
All right.
And we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
So, everybody, that does it for today's episode. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews on my channel every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to me and Mike ramble. Again, have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.